And then for us, since we're going to be off tomorrow, we need to make our picks.
Yeah.
AJ, let's look at the slate for the NFL, and let's go ahead and do this thing. And Chuck will obviously join us during the picks, but let's remember this guy can't pick shite in the NFL right now.
True.
So we will take that into account. Saturday, doubleheader. Shout out to the NFL, both on ESPN. Browns at Ravens. Laura Rutledge, Dan Orlovsky on the call in Baltimore. I don't believe anything is on the line here for the Ravens or the Browns. Browns, go ahead.
Ravens have to win the division.
Okay, so Ravens could win the division. They're favored by 18.
What?
At home.
18?
Yeah, and his Browns team actually just reworked Deshaun Watson's contract, so he'll be there for at least another 2 years.
Yep.
Shout out to Mulligeta having a locked-in deal that just like we thought it was while people were trying to tell us, no, it is navigatable. It is not because Mulligeta negotiated it. With that being said, 18-point favorites at home. Who do you like, Chuck?
I love the Ravens, but 18 points?
That's a lot.
My God.
But
it'll be 35-10. Give me the Ravens.
Okay, that's a 25-point win, obviously. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, 18 feels like a bunch, but give me the Ravens.
I would take the Ravens as well. Bengals, Steelers. Now, this is a massive one. Bengals obviously need to win. Steelers need to win because they could still potentially win the division.
Yes. Well, they'll know. If they can win the division if based on the Ravens game before them. But they want to win, so they go to Texas and probably not Baltimore, I would assume.
Okay, so Bengals favored by 2 in Pittsburgh. Whoa.
That's wild.
Steelers can win the division that the Cincinnati Bengals are in. Steelers can decide whether or not they're a 5 or a 6 seed. The Bengals are still hoping and praying to get in. Steelers are at home in Pittsburgh. Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life from the long arm of the law. Boom, boom. Bengals favored by 2. Tone, how do you feel about that?
I assume it has some to do with the books assuming that the Ravens are going to win, and then there is some speculation, which I doubt Tomlin would do this, that they rest some guys because they know they can't win the division. Because they were 2-point dogs, I believe, going into Cincinnati when they won that game. So I think it has something to do with the Ravens maybe potentially win the division in the game before that, but I don't know.
Okay, AJ, who do you like?
I like the Bengals here, man. I just love what Joey B and this offense is doing. I think the defense is getting better as well.
The Steelers have been absolute shite.
They've been shut.
Truly.
But they've taken on some very good teams. Well, here's another one.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another one. Can Tomlin put the fire out, you think, Chuck?
I don't know if you can figure it out. 10 days they've had to figure it out. And Cincinnati, like Joey B, 42 tuds, only 8 interceptions. And Jamar Chase is going to, they're trying to get him the Triple Crown. He's got 117 catches, 1,617 yards, and 16 tutties.
He has more yards and receiving touchdowns,
guy.
I believe, than the entire New England Patriots.
Okay, probably other teams as well, if I had to guess.
Give me those Bengals and T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, Joe Mix. Yep.
All right, I'll take the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh.
+2 at home.
Respect that, thank you.
Lose 4 straight? We think Tomlin's going to lose 4 straight games?
But here's the thing. Like the first
We think
game
Mike
was what?
Tomlin's going to lose 4 straight games. Just as a thought. I know the Bengals have a lot to play for. They need to do that entire thing. Mike Tomlin's going to lose 4 straight?
But they're in the playoffs, so Baltimore plays first, right? So Baltimore's going to win. So they know they got no shot. So they're going to rest guys. They ain't going to even try.
Mike Tomlin is just going to rest guys, you think?
Even if it's between playing Houston and Baltimore?
Yeah. I don't think now us as fans don't want to go to Baltimore. I don't think they care about going to Baltimore.
I think you'd rather play the Texans.
And I don't think you want to go into the playoffs on a 4-game
I agree
skid.
they'd rather play the Texans, but they just won 8 out of 10 against the Ravens. I'm saying as a team, like when you were in the NFL, did you care about who you were going to play the next week?
Me? I was trying to pin him inside 10 every single time.
Bingo.
Chuck, though?
Small rectangle.
Yeah, that's all we're trying to play.
Come on.
We're trying to play full court defense, half court offense. That's what we're trying to do. For me, that is what I'm trying.
Thank you for that.
That is how I'm being jumped. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Chuck, did you think about that? Did you care who you were going to play next week?
No.
Should have thought about that maybe a little bit.
Yeah, actually, might be still working.
I think we should have thought about that a little bit. I'll take the Steelers. Okay, I'm taking 4 straight losses. I don't know, man. That would be crazy if that happened. It would get loud in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 4 straight losses to end it, and then lose in the first round of the wild card. They would get very, very, very loud. Not saying not for a reason. I'm just saying that would get very loud in Pittsburgh.
Did you see the latest TikTok that Sierra and one of Russ's sons put out?
No, what was it?
Reenact it.
Are you on TikTok?
Something in a hotel. Just make sure you might want to hold off on your pick for you.
What?
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
No, it's pretty good. I mean, they know what
Can you
they're
show us a
doing.
little bit, Chuck?
No,
What is it?
I can't.
You were starting. They looked like they were doing a little
started.
bit of this. Are they doing this?
Was he doing that? Yeah, it's rough.
Because hold on, that's winning. I think that's been winning as of late. If that's what you're talking about.
talent.
All right, Steelers +2. All right, let's roll to Sunday now. Panthers, Falcons. Falcons can still, right?
Yeah, Falcons have to win because if Tampa loses and Falcons win, they are in.
Okay, so Falcons favored by 7.5 at home against a Carolina Panthers team that we think is going to be much better next year than they were at the beginning of this year. Chuck Pagano, who do you like?
Atlanta.
AJ.
Carolina Panthers.
+7.5 B as well. Buffalo Bills playing Mitchell Trubisky is the conversation other than Josh getting a start, right?
Yep. Bingo.
Josh is getting a start, but everybody's assuming Trubisky is going to get a lot of playing time. He's favored by 2.5, taking on Coach Mayo in the New England Patriots. Conman, how do you feel about this matchup?
I mean, it's a must-win for New England. I don't see why you wouldn't take the 2.5, and the team is still bought in on Gerard Mayo.
Chuck, who do you like? Why do you say that?
Just, a couple videos, stuff that the players are saying. They're definitely there's none of that. Maybe we need some of that, but no, the boys still seem to be believing in the direction that they're going.
Okay, and do the fans?
No.
How upset will you be if they win?
Have the number 1 overall pick right now, the New England Patriots.
I'll be pretty upset that if they win, but again, we need to. It wouldn't be terrible to show the world and possible free agents like, hey, Drake May is still a guy.
Okay, so you got the Bills?
Do we know how many players are resting? The Bills?
I believe a majority. The whole conversation with Josh Allen starting is because of
Start streak.
Yeah, start streak and percentage.
Give me New England at home in the points then.
Age?
Give me the Bills, -2.5.
Thank you.
Mitch can play, bro. Mitch can play.
Well, yeah, had a 69-yard touchdown. I mean, look, I'm getting a Trubisky jersey if they win. So I'm just gonna say it.
I'll take the Bills. Give me the Bills -2.5.
Tough week to pick games.
I mean,
Laughlin?
redeeming quality Drake May. And you think to yourself while you're watching the game, wow, Drake's pretty good. And then you look at the score, they're down 30.
Yeah.
And it's like, what happened?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
What happened?
He does look good, though. He does look good.
They did lose 40-7, right?
Yeah.
Receivers are last in separation, and the O-line is last in protecting the quarterback.
All right, give me the Buffalo Bills.
Give me the Bills.
Give me the Buffalo Bills. I'll take the Buffalo Bills.
Those are real stats.
Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts, I mean, the Colts are a lot of things right now. Everybody's saying it sucks, including the people that are there. So that's not great news. Who knows what the future looks like? But know this, the Colts are going to be back in the relevancy conversation. There's playoff chatter with a few teams in the AFC. The Colts could have been that, but instead they tricked off a loss to the Giants, which then led to everybody exposing everything going on in that building. That's good news for the future. Sometimes you got to have those uncomfortable conversations to get to a better place. Now, what do those uncomfortable conversations lead to for this particular week? I think a loss at home to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Give me the Jags +5. AJ?
AR's back injury does worry me a bit, so give me Jacksonville +5.
Chuck?
He's not starting.
Well, he's had back spasms since 8th grade. Okay,
It's not good.
That's what he said. I don't know if
They're
anybody.
better. He's not crawling around.
Mac
anymore.
Jones is hot.
Jacksonville has the Colts number.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I researched. Joe Flacco's going to start. Jacksonville's 32nd in pass defense. We got a quarterback that can sling it in Joey Flacco, and we got some receivers that can catch it. Pittman and Pierce and JT can run. Yeah.
I'll take the Colts. I'll take the Colts -5.
Ah, come on.
They're going to take the tractor another round. I think they have a chance.
Flacco's last game, possibly.
And a lot of people on that Colts team, hopefully, last game as Indianapolis Colts. That's kind of my hope. I wish we could transfer portal the whole fucking team.
Just take Ohio State.
We had like 70 guys to hit the portal. Can't do it, though, in the NFL, I guess. I've been trying to research it.
Thank you for your services. And
just in case I wanted to go pitch myself as president of the Indianapolis Colts. Not that I ever would, but I put a plan together. And how to get rid of this entire fucking roster, except for Pittman. I want Pittman here. I want Pierce here.
D-Buck.
Let's keep Quentin Nelson. Let's keep DeForest Buckner. Let's keep Kenny Moore. I like Kenny Moore. Other than that, see ya. Every one of them. Goodbye. Take a hike. Thanks for coming. Jonathan Taylor, trade his fucking ass out of town. How do we go about doing it? You got a second-round pick? Sweet. Well, first would be better. We'll do this for the good of the program. Anthony Richardson was a good project. Get them out of town. 4th round or whatever the hell you got. See ya. That's what I would do if I was going into this place. Need a full reset of this. The more that comes out, the more I feel like
Podcast.
Guy's great tackler.
What are we saying?
Guy's great tackler. I think he made a Pro Bowl.
He did.
You guys want him? 3rd, 2nd round. That's what I would. I mean, I would do. That was what I would do. That's why I would never be a president of a team.
Do you think the Giants played that? Obviously.
I want to play a terrible team in a big market. Okay, thanks for being a champion. Okay, that's what, that's what playoffs are, just terrible teams in
Got
big
you a
markets.
45 burger because
I'm
of that.
I'm just a whole, get them the fuck out of the city. I can't do it, legit. But that's also why I'm a president GM. I think there's a couple moves you make, you can get your culture back. So who's on the Colts?
You and Chuck.
Yep.
Age, you're on the Jags?
Yeah, I like what Mac Jones is doing. Give me the Jags.
I'm excited to see what the turnout is for that game. It feels like a lot of Colts fans have gotten to the point where we're done with this. Kind of done with this.
Colts need to get out to a hot start, I think, in that one.
Yeah, it'll be good momentum.
Take tractor another round, boys. I don't know if the transfer portal is available for all of you, but you should give it a shot. They should give it a shot this offseason.
They got to show. After getting embarrassed like that.
They don't care. That's the thing. That's the problem. Is this group does not.
This will be very, we know a lot right now, but this will be very, very telling then.
They didn't show up when the playoffs were on the line, Coach.
It's
You think
against the
they're showing
Giants.
up for this?
What he's saying.
They don't give a shit.
This team does not care. They get a check to be in the NFL. They get to say they're NFL players. And if you have a couple of those guys on your team, you can hope that hey, it's not just about being on team. It's about being a part of the team and being a good team and being a good pro. It feels like 87% of their team is just the guys that you don't want on your team. And that's not good. Talent everywhere. They have talent damn near everywhere. They've paid guys everywhere. And now it's just, we're lucky that they're wearing the uniform in the city. You're wrong. And I can't wait for you all to be gone. And I don't know if that's even possible, but I'm hoping for it, legitimately. And the more I read, Zach Kiefer, the more I read, the more I hate. Because there's a lot of good people in that building, Chuck. You know them.
Absolutely.
A lot of great people in that building. They've been in there
that
since.
Sacrificed a lot.
A long time. Long hours. Building stuff. Doing all the shit you don't want to do. Just to, put a left hand up. Selfless for the Colts. Since they got here from Baltimore in 1980-something. So, seeing all the different iterations of the Colts, they kind of have a good feel on what's going to work, what's not going to work. And then you talk to them, and it's they're wondering, what the and then you hear this stuff going on. It's what are we doing here? Is this even a fucking professional outfit, or what are we just, we're lining up 11 guys to go play football for a movie every single week? That's what it feels like. I don't like it, Age. I don't like it one bit, Age.
You know Mr. Irsay, and you know how much he loves and cares and what he'll do for his players, right? And for that, to give back to, that's a slap.
Yeah, not to mention Mr.
There's no
Irsay.
better owner to me. I the way he loves and cares about these dudes. Come on.
Yeah, we'll see if he loves and cares about the city because clock's ticking.
What?
Brother.
What do you mean?
We need 2 Super Bowls by 2030. So he better get this thing going. He better trade for Josh Allen or something. Or
What are you saying? 2 Super Bowls in a decade?
That's what he said. And guess what? If it doesn't happen, I want a piece of the fucking team then. Because he guaranteed that to be happening.
Your taxes are going towards that, aren't you?
My taxes are going down the shiter because nobody is playing ball in this city right now.
What was it, Connor? 2 Super Bowls in the last decade, but every other team in the division has at least 2 division championships, and the Colts don't have one.
Yeah, so fuck that.
It feels like a lot of you are piling on right now.
Sometimes.
Jesus
If
Christ, they're coming off the top turnbuckle.
Well, it's all there. It's always there.
Yeah. I mean, if it looks like shite and it smells like shite, guess what? It might be shite.
I thought about running into an event to one of these guys on the Colts, but they don't do community stuff, so they wouldn't be at any event.
Yeah, and if we see
See
blue, yeah, and if we
Run
see him,
into
we're
Trey.
gonna fuck his shite up.
No, we like blue.
No,
we
you
like
don't.
blue.
I'm done with the blue.
Did you see what was in that Kiefer article?
What do you mean you're done with blue? What's that?
Done with it all.
They're calling him Shite Stankin instead of Shane Steichen.
No, they're not. I know that's not
God.
true. I know that's not true.
Stop it.
There's a lot of smoke coming out of that team, though, about who's doing what's going to be. Nobody knows except for one man. His name's Jim Irsay. That's a nice piece of information to have. I didn't know he was still making end decision because I don't think he's in there every single day. I think the daughters are in there every single day. So I thought maybe they're the ones that were going to have to make the decision. But from what we've been told, right, still Jim making all the decisions for the program. Hopefully he takes a nice hit of that vape and thinks to himself, this place is shite, brother.
No,
Decides to make a change. That's what I'm hoping. Legitimately. Because it's like, in a lot of these cities, the football team is like what you do during the fall.
Yes.
Like that is what to do.
But everyone cares about.
People talk about like you're in LA or Miami, there's a lot of distractions, there's a lot of other shit to do. It's like in the fall, in a lot of places, football towns, it's like the football team is it. So whenever you watch shite and just can clearly see it, and then they're not a likable bunch, it's like, so we're just going to have another miserable fall with this group of people? I don't know. And whose fault is it? I don't know. Seemingly everybody.
Top down.
I mean, no disrespect to Indiana or Notre Dame or whoever else, but like you can't have the NFL team in your city be like the third most talked about or third most important team or third most exciting team. Like that just can't happen, especially when you're not an also-ran franchise and you had Peyton Manning and you know what I mean. Like
A lot
History.
A lot of football here.
yeah, exactly.
A lot of football people here in Indiana. A lot of football people here. They also a lot of like old school people here. A lot of old school. That's why Signetti comes in here and it's like, we're going to work hard. I don't think they loved him talking shit to Notre Dame because a lot of Indiana people are also Notre Dame fans. So I think that was a miscalculation potentially by Sig. But the way he operates, old school, work hard, like chip on shoulder, like that's Indiana people. This is a very military place too. So so whenever you got if you're winning, it's fine. But like if you don't represent the state, the city, in the fashion in which they would like it to be, it's like, and then you also suck and continue to suck. It's like, why do you get off thinking you can be the?
I think you'll get a little bit of a pass. Like everybody knows you're going to have a bad day here and there. If they know you are dying and killing yourself to do everything possible to make sure that you show up for these people week in and week out, then it's like, okay, we'll get it next week. But they gotta know that you're freaking gonna die on that treadmill before you let somebody else beat you.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't know if these guys even know how to turn a treadmill on. And that's seemingly the problem. Just from my outside looking in. Thank God I'm not on that team. But also, if I was on that team, it's like the locker room can police themselves. It feels like there's none of that there. And Blue winning the Salute to Service Award. I mean, I don't even know.
Congrats,
Blue.
That's what's saving his ass right now.
Blue's good. Blue's a good mascot.
Yes.
Best.
Is Blue the one that ate Foxy?
That's Air Blue.
Yeah, Air Blue.
I don't think Air Blue won the Salute to Service
There's
Award.
multiple mascots though for the Colts.
There's Junior Blue, Air Blue, then there's Actual Blue.
Marvel superheroes.
Yep.
That was potentially.
That's when you should have known.
That was kind of the turner. What was it?
Remember when we had New York Times Square Spider-Man fighting off against Captain Americana
Yeah.
in the middle of the thing, and the Spider-Man couldn't fit in the fucking, and they were running across the field.
I just saw that guy actually. We took my kids to Madame Tussauds the day before the game out in LA. We saw the slightly overweight Spider-Man jammed into a Spider-Man costume trying to get pictures with my kids.
Well, he was a halftime show for the Colts last year.
Yeah.
And
I should have told him, hey, good work last year.
Need you back, brother.
yeah, great. He brought the house down. He brought the house down and himself. When he passed out, almost had a heart attack at the 50-yard line because he ran 20 yards.
Come on.
Trying to catch up. He was doing this one. It wasn't working either because I think you got to have a little bit of energy to get out. Couldn't. He's doing this. Fuck it, I'll run and catch him. And then he didn't know he hadn't run in a while. We could tell by looking at him, but he didn't know.
Yeah. Captain America had to give him CPR on the 50.
Oh, no.
What's the name of Spider-Man in real life?
Pete Parker.
So embarrassed by the Pete Parker that they chose to put out there at the halftime show. They'll figure it out at the Colts. They'll get it all figured out. Transfer portal, need it.
Just fall to the island of irrelevancy.
We've been there
Either
for
way.
a while. Been there for a while.
Yeah, well, we're still talking about it. I mean, like, hey.
Only reason we're talking about them, though, is because this show happens to be from Indianapolis. Which isn't forever. Although I love this place. I do love this place. I enjoy this city. I do love the city. I don't like the rich class here in this city.
Sure.
I don't get along with any of the suits of the city. But the people. I like the actual people. You know? I like Tyrese.
He's the best.
I like Tyrese Halliburton a lot. I like the Pacers a lot. I think the Fever are going to be able to continue to do their thing if the WNBA remains a league, even though they're trying their fucking best. You know, how do we get everybody to fucking hate us so we don't have a league? You know, they're trying their best every day. It seems like. Let me open my phone. Oh, okay. They're still trying to ruin their league. That's good. That'll get figured out. I think they'll figure that out. And the Fever are going to go on and win that. That's good news. The people here, local business owners, the people that call this place home, phenomenal people. But the Colts are the biggest representation of this city and this state. And they got a lot of bum tendencies all over the place. They'll figure it out, though. Good luck, boys. Tough Jags team.
Tough Jags team.
Tough Jags.
Tough Jags team. You still on the Colts after everything we just said?
Colts got to beat the shite out of the Jags.
Well said.
I'll take the Colts as well. Last game. This is something they would do. Let's fuck up the draft pick at least. You know, let's do one last, how can we say, fuck you to the city. That's what this Colts team's going to do. And we're thankful for it. Bears, Packers. Packers favored by 10. Ty, anything to think about for this game?
Not a whole lot to play for. I think it's kind of out of their hands. Obviously, they need to win. They could still be the the 6th seed, but that's as high as they could go. Right now, they are currently slotted as the 7th seed.
Okay, awesome. Love that. Jordan Love's a dog.
Yeah, he didn't play great last week, but I don't know if that's necessarily all on him. So we'll see. He's still been good. They need to start fast.
Bears stink.
They do, but the Bears played the Packers very tough Packers blocked a last-second field goal to beat them. So
Packers can go up to 6 if the Commanders lose
Correct.
to the Cowboys.
And Zeke, you wore that Chicago Bears hat into the Chargers facility. I noticed that after we left. And
Yes, sir.
You've been riding alongside of them. You have no idea who the coach is going to be or the GM or what the future is.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel about this particular game against the Packers to wrap up this horrendous 2024 NFL season for the Bears?
I think we win in Lambeau.
Okay. I'll take the Green Bay Packers, favored by 10.
Jair's out, right?
yeah, for the
year,
rest of the season.
What's that mean, Ty?
Nothing, because he hasn't really played at all the last 2 years. So,
Love Jair, though. Love everything.
Give me the points. I'll
You
take
like the Bears plus
and
10?
points.
AJ?
fucking homer.
Give me the Packers minus 10. Zito's enthusiasm did not sway me over to the Bears.
I'll take the Packers, favored by 10. Big win going into the playoffs to get that mojo back. I feel like Jordan Love is a swagger guy. It feels like a good one. Speaking of what you just mentioned, Commanders taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Commanders favored by 5 going into Cooper Cush's town. Cooper Cush is sitting at 52.5% of the snaps played this particular season. If they get to 55%, he gets a $500,000 incentive. Congrats to Cooper Kupp or Cooper Rush potentially getting to that. We assume he will. With that being said, I like the Commanders by at least a touchdown. AJ, your thoughts?
Yes, with all that being said, I like the Commanders as well. I've been a big fan of what Dan Quinn has been doing, and I think they are. I think they might make a little run in the playoffs.
Chuck?
They're riding high. Give me the Commanders.
Saints getting 13.5 against Tampa, who needs the win. Tampa needs a win for the NFC South. I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to get the job done here and cover. Don't love what has happened with this New Orleans Saints team. Ooh, should we think about what just happened in New Orleans,
That's what I was
though?
going to say. I feel like that kind of thing can really galvanize a team, especially when their season has kind of largely been shite. This could be a nice little send-off.
Okay, so I'll take the Saints plus 13.5. I'm going to take the Saints plus 13.5 just because that is bigger than the game there and a lot to pull from, especially if you're a citizen and a member of that community. How about you, AJ?
Who's playing quarterback for the Saints?
Spencer.
Oh, right. We're okay. 13.5. Yeah, I think the Bucs probably win, but give me the Saints plus 13.5.
Chuck?
Yeah, I love Darren Rizzi when he came on and talked about this tragedy that happened down there. They got so many injuries, though. They will galvanize and they'll fight for a minute. I just don't think they have enough. And Tampa Bay's riding high, and this is for the NFC South title and get a home playoff game, all that stuff. Give me Tampa.
I'll take the Bucs as well. Houston favored. No. Houston going into Tennessee as a dog.
Believe they're resting everybody.
Yeah, because they're locked in.
Okay.
Yeah, they can't.
Tennessee's got the number
change.
2 ranked defense in the league, too.
Nobody talks about it. Everybody thinks Tennessee stinks.
They do.
They do.
They need a quarterback this offseason.
Yep.
They're going to continue to build in that Callahan system, you would assume. Tennessee fans, I think, are kind of distracted by the country music scene, what's going on. But if that Titans team gets good, they rally behind that team. I mean, that's a good football city if they're worth a
Big
damn.
time.
New stadium on the way, too.
Yeah, so hopefully next year they will be worth a damn in this entirety. C.J. Stroud not playing. Is that what you said?
Believe he is not.
Yeah, I think it's like a defense as well. Kind of resting. Hey,
So they resting some offensive linemen too. You only rest your quarter, if your starting quarterback's playing, your starting offensive line is playing. Are they going to pull a couple of linemen out?
What's that?
That's dumb.
What?
As bad as they've been playing, they need to play to get some mojo back.
I think so,
Give me
too.
Tennessee, but that's dumb.
You don't like that we're resting, not risking any injuries. That's like the Steelers.
They've been resting for the last 5 weeks.
That's like the Steelers too. Like the Steelers cannot have a 4-game schneid going into the playoffs. Like they need to win a game no matter what's on the line, whether they're looking at the next week or not. It's like the Texans, same exact thing. You need to figure out how to play good ball again. I think you would want to go do that. What are you saying, Tone?
I haven't seen anything yet that he's officially out, but I think we're just judging based off the line.
I'll take the Texans. I'll take the Texans who need one down there in Tennessee. Beautiful city of Nashville. Who do you like, AJ?
I like the Texans as well.
Giants, Eagles. Everybody's resting in Philadelphia, including Saquon, who is 101 yards away, or what is the number? 101 yards away from the all-time leading rushing record. Here's what Saquon had to say about the decision.
Coach asked me, what I like to do. We had a conversation, and he called me back, let me know that we're probably going to be resting, and my reaction was kind of like I told my family. Obviously, my family, probably wanted a little bit more than me, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is winning football games and winning the playoffs. So I got a bigger goal in mind anyway.
What was your message to Nick when he did it?
I mean, he asked me if I wanted to play, if I want to go for it. I said on Sunday, I probably didn't care too much for it. When I slept on it, it was like it was an opportunity to implant my name in football history. May never get another opportunity like that again. So I'm down, but at the end of the day, I don't care for putting the team at risk. He's the head coach for a reason. He makes those decisions, and whatever decision he wanted to make, I let him know if you want me to play, I'm going to go out there and make sure I get it. And if we don't, I'm okay with that too.
Isn't it crazy that if that's 50 yards, they're going for it, right? Because he can get that in the first quarter. 101 yards, that's a full game going for 101 yards. So Sirianni literally has to sit there and just be like, if I play him and he gets hurt, let's say it's 30 yards into this thing, somehow rolls an ankle. I'm not saying that Saquon isn't built Ram truck tough. Okay, I'm not saying that isn't the case. But I'm saying if you play him and he gets it and nothing happens to him, huge success. Way to go. We did it. We're in the history books forever. This is going to be one that's going to be tough to ever get, especially with the way football has kind of changed. But if he plays him and he gets hurt, he's fucking fired. Sirianni's fired.
Gone.
Right? Gone. No questions asked.
Gone.
See ya. Get this goofball the hell out of the city. We said this John was going to make a decision that was going to ruin our season. Oh, for a running back record. Okay, well, he did it in 17 games anyways. It wasn't 16 games. That's how people would react. And that's the reality of the situation that Sirianni has to figure out. All right, let's go to the next game here. Do we like the Philadelphia Eagles? Favored by 2.5?
Giants are kind of hot.
They are very hot.
Look now.
Drew Lock.
Yeah.
I'll take Drew Lock.
Got that thing on.
I'm going to take Drew Lock in the New York. What a fucking horrible thing to come out of your mouth. I like the New York Giants against the Philadelphia.
That's so bad.
Bruce, how do you feel? How's it? It doesn't sound good coming out, but what you guys did to the Colts makes me believe you guys maybe got a shot.
I mean, we win and we fall to 9th, looking for our franchise quarterback of the future. So I'm hoping Malik Neighbors goes out there. I think he needs probably 3, 4, 5 catches. I forget the number to break Puka Nakua's record, and then yank him and hopefully lose this game on purpose.
Okay. So they're trying to lose. Eagles aren't trying to win. What? Who do you like? Who do you like, Chuck?
I'll take Philly.
Okay, just because the amount of talent. AJ?
Yeah, I'm going to take Philly here.
I will as well, just because it's impossible for me to even. I tried to say it. I tried to say Giants plus 2.
Almost had it.
I just couldn't do it. Chiefs, Broncos. Broncos favored by 10.5 with the Kansas City Chiefs resting everybody. Similar situation to when Patrick Mahomes actually got his first time playing in the NFL. Kansas City Chiefs with Alex Smith has already secured whatever their playoff spot was going to be. Last week of the year, they're playing the Denver Broncos in Denver. Patrick Mahomes comes out and wins for the Kansas City Chiefs. Didn't need to win, did win. They would then trade Alex Smith to Washington. Patrick Mahomes would become the new quarterback, new franchise quarterback for Kansas City, and then that's all she wrote. Then it became a whole new era of NFL dynasty football. Will Carson Wentz be able to do the same thing and keep it within 10.5? How many people are not playing? Patrick Mahomes not playing. That means Travis probably not playing. Chris Jones is not playing on defensive side. How many more people do we know?
You would think Hollywood because he's been banged up all year.
Pacheco
Definitely not playing.
Is Tooney playing out there?
I don't know.
Can't afford to let him get hurt.
Where's Joe Tooney from?
I believe he's from Centerville, Ohio, Pat.
Did you know that?
Joe Tunley's from Centerville?
He's an Elk.
did not know that.
No, he's not. He didn't go to Center. He went to the Catholic school. He went to Alter, where Nick Mangold went. But yes, he is from Centerville.
Okay, so he's got Centerville water pumping through his body.
Yep.
He doesn't have Elk pride, though.
Legend.
He doesn't
He
have
could have though. He could have been an elk for sure.
I don't know. Put that Elk helmet on, you're going to have to earn that. I don't know if Joe Tooney would have been able to crack the starting lineup over there, which is probably why I wanted to hang out with the Catholics out there. I did not know he was an Ohio fuck. Makes sense, though, if he just says, put me at tackle. You need to put me at
Not give
tackle.
up anything. Just
Unbelievable.
Shut down everybody.
He's not playing, I assume, right?
Doubt it.
Patrick Mahomes isn't playing, I
You
assume?
only got 45 guys on the roster now, guys. Remember that.
That's not true.
It's not like you can.
9 more.
You got 53, and then you got to sit.
No, now they got 18 on the practice squad, right?
COVID.
Yeah, but you can't just sign all those and cut everybody and bring those guys up, Tony. You got to play people.
So who do you like?
10.5.
Yeah.
Take Carl Wentz and the Chiefs. Give me 10.5.
Wow. Andy Reid still coaching? That's what Chuck just said. Is Spag still coaching? Is Tobe still coaching? Are the coaches taking a game off, or are they
I think
still?
they get to rest, Pat.
No, never. They wouldn't want it any other way. That's like fourth quarter of those preseason games. They get a shot on those head coaches, and they're still like dialed in. It's like
And imagine this: the young players that are getting an opportunity. You know how big this is for them.
Huge.
They frickin' go off.
What do you think, AJ? You like the Broncos, who are in a must-win situation, or do you like the Kansas City Chiefs, who are kind of saying, let's mail it in?
Obviously I love what the Broncos defense does. I like Bo Nix, but I'm taking the Chiefs here. This is Carson Wentz, like another coming out party. He gets to reintroduce himself to the nation as a great quarterback.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name's Carl. I'll take the Chiefs plus 10.5.
Wow.
Seahawks, Rams. Seahawks favored by 6.5 going into Los Angeles.
James Garoppolo at quarterback for the Rams.
Ooh.
I'll take the Seahawks.
Same.
I'll take the Rams.
They're resting. Not
Jimmy G?
They're not playing anybody.
I don't remember Jimmy G enough. That was just a few years ago. He wasn't.
Went to a Super Bowl.
He was shite in Vegas.
Good looking, some bitch.
Geno Smith needs 185 passing yards for a $2 million incentive.
Okay, give me the Seattle Seahawks.
That means they're going to hand it off to his Walker back.
You think the Seahawks are going to
just F him?
You think so?
No.
They're going to run the ball 45
Can
times.
you imagine?
They're going to have a jet sweep to DK Metcalf. They're going to have a jet sweep to Todd.
Bubbles.
A lot of these. Let's go, boys. $2 million. That's a big.
Yeah.
That is a massive payday. What's another incentive that's huge? Mike Evans needs 85 yards and a touchdown for $3 million. Is that what I saw? Yes. 85 yards, 5 receptions, 85 yards, no touchdowns needed. $3 million. Wow. That is a gigantic incentive. Normally it's like $250,000, what you're seeing down here. $500,000 is a big one. $3 million for a 5-reception, 85-yard game for Mike Evans. Congrats to him on picking up a quick $3 million. I mean, that's fantastic. Geno Smith, $2 million incentives. These are huge. This is when you sign a deal, though, and you give a team a friendly discount. And then everything's like incentive-laden. $3 million incentive-laden is being nice to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But now that you're on the precipice of it, I believe Baker's probably going to be looking for Mike Evans a lot.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That $3 million is also, I believe, for him to get 1,000 yards, which I think is his 12th straight season getting 1,000 yards.
First ballot, obviously, another $3 million in the books. DeAndre Hopkins, not Dustin Hopkins, kicker for the Browns. D-Hop, a touchdown, 6 receptions, 140 yards, which could happen with Carl Wentz, $750,000. Kyler Murray, a rushing touchdown, plus 50 rush yards, $750,000. Derrick Henry, Cortland Sutton, Tony Pollard, Joe Mixon, Valdez Scantling, and Dobbins all playing for a little bit of cashola. Good luck to all you guys. We hope you secure it. Carl Wentz, we like him. Seattle Seahawks, minus 6.5. I like him. AJ, who'd you take?
I'm taking Jimmy G and the Rams here.
Okay, Niners, Cards. We just talked about Kyler Murray has the ability to win some stuff. Favored by 4 at home against this Niners team that fought valiantly against the Lions. That was a hell of a Monday Night Football game.
Great game.
We were just catching it in clips because the Wi-Fi on a plane obviously not as great as you could imagine.
New quarterback.
For who?
San Fran.
Yeah,
Who is it?
Brock's out.
The Pastronaut.
I would take the Arizona Cardinals, favored by 4 at home.
Me too.
Chuck will as well. AJ?
Give me the Cardinals.
Dolphins, Jets. Dolphins are lurking. Huntley played his best game that he's ever played as a Miami Dolphin last week. Tua's injury pops up out of nowhere. Now he's missing again. So that feels serious.
Yes.
Definitely.
This one feels very serious. Don't know what it is. It's the same hip they said, but they haven't really, right? They haven't fully put out what it is.
No.
Yep.
Jets fresh off their worst game of all time. Now, what does Aaron's future look like? Nobody knows. He said, open to everything, attached to nothing. That includes playing again. That includes playing for the Jets if they want to keep him there in the new regime, which we all assume not going to be the case. But there's going to be a lot of teams that potentially need a quarterback. Will Aaron Rodgers test the waters to go elsewhere? Will he be a Jet, or will he just not play football and sail off into the sunset? So are we looking at potentially last hoorah here for Aaron Rodgers, who's a Mount Rushmore football player of all time? AJ, who do you like? How do you like it here in MetLife? Are they going to put Fireman Ed up on the Jumbotron?
I don't know if that will happen or not, but man, Dolphins traveling to New York, not sure what the weather will be like. Tua being out. Give me the Jets here.
I think so. I think Aaron understands, and this is not from information he's told me, but Aaron understands what's going on around him. There's a chance this is the last time here.
There was it was like an article or something came out that said like he is very aware that this could possibly be his last.
Devontae's going to have 48 targets.
How about Garrett Wilson? You going to get him the ball or not?
I don't think so.
Jeez.
Maybe.
There's a chance.
Yeah.
I like the Jets as well. You
Give
like
me the Jets.
How about that? That's just as hard as saying the Giants there. That's just as hard as saying the Giants. I'll take the Jets +1 taking on the Miami Dolphins coming into the cold.
First must-win team you guys didn't take, I don't think.
Yeah, well, listen, we watched what the Colts did last week.
No, Broncos. They'll take the Chiefs.
Oh,
Yeah, it's 10.5 though.
Yeah,
These
true.
teams are
True.
10.5.
This is it's like a money line spread.
Chargers, Raiders. Raiders getting 5 at home. I'll tell you what, we all know which way we're going here. I know.
I wasn't even with you, and I know which way.
Exactly. And I kind of got a glimpse into what Harbaugh's telling the team this week. I think he's going to have the boys ready to go.
Good message.
Yeah, I like the Chargers favored by 5 here in Week 18. Go ahead, Age.
Yeah, Justin Herbert, Jim Harbaugh. Give me the Chargers here.
There is some playoff implication seeding here in this particular
They
round.
will know. Like, they'll know if the Steelers lose, then they can have something to play for. But if the Steelers win on Saturday, they will have nothing to play for.
And then it all comes down to this. Vikings, Lions for the number 1 seed in the NFC. 2 NFC North teams battling at 14-2 for home field advantage for the rest of the way. What a phenomenal season by both of these teams. Congrats to the Vikings rebuilding, becoming who they are. Congrats to the Lions getting out of the depths of hell from professional sports franchises to get to this point that they're in. So many injuries all season long. They've been able to continue to stack dubs because the pillars of that team are all in on being tough, a high football IQ team, having fun while doing it, and winning games. AJ, who do you like? How do you like it?
So I told you earlier in the program I was leaning towards the Lions here on this one, and I stand strong with that. I love the Vikings, what they do, but give me the Detroit Lions at home. I think they find a way to make it happen, I guess.
Chuck Pagano?
Shootout, shit ton of points. Bet the over. I'll take the Lions too.
I would take the Lions as well. Congrats to the Vikings having to go on the road. Take the long way home, at least for one round of the playoffs. I think they'll do that. Let's enjoy the hell out of this weekend of football. Let's know the college football playoffs will continue next week.